Hey, what's up, Trent here? And today is a hard one. Talking about this issue sucks. Just being real, I know why you're here. You clicked on this video because you're dealing with the death of a loved one. And it's one of the hardest things you will ever experience in your life. Grief, it sucks. And this is something that you will never get over, nor should you. When someone dies that you truly care about, it's not something that goes away. It's something that you learn how to live with every single day. You have to learn how to live in this new normal. And it sucks because you don't want to accept that you have to live a new normal. You want your mom back. You want your dad back. You want your friend back. But the reality is, life has to go on. And it's something that I didn't want to accept for so many months after my mom passed away. And just being real, maybe it's me or maybe you can relate to this. When my mother died, so many things of me died with her or was starting to die. When she died, my purpose started to die. When she died, my passion for life, my passion for doing what I do started to die. My person, me, started to die because I lost a big piece of my heart. And when you lose a loved one, you lose a big part of your life. And it's hard because grief is tricky. Some days you're okay, but all it takes is one moment to make it feel like you're starting over in your healing process. And I just want to tell you this, that healing isn't an overnight thing, it's a lifelong thing. Grief is not something that goes away overnight. It's something that we learn to deal with. And I wanted to share this one thing that's helped me this year after my mother gained her wings. And it took me about 3 or 4 months to understand this, but I was in my deepest depression. I was smiling for everybody, helping everybody, but I was so lost. I had so many people depending on me. I had to be the strong person, but I had no strength. I didn't get a full night's rest of sleep for 4 or 5 months because those memories that I can now smile about would haunt me. And the reason those memories would haunt me because I knew that I couldn't create any more memories with my mother, with my grandmother, with those that I cared so much about. And those same memories that would make me laugh, make me smile, now, at that time, would make me cry. And I would just want to turn back the hands of time, accepting the fact that my mother is no longer here. It was hard. But the truth is, you have to accept it. And what really helped me was, I remember looking in the mirror one day, this year. I looked myself in the mirror and I asked myself this question. When I die, do I want people to die with me? When I die, do I want that to be the reason why my kids give up? When I die, do I want that to be the reason why those around me that love me stop going hard for their life? Would I want to be the reason for their depression? And that moment hit me like a ton of bricks. Because in that moment, how I was living my life, I knew that my angels, my mother and my grandmother were probably crying. Because I was giving up on so many things in my life because they were no longer here. I didn't know how to deal with grief. I didn't know how to deal with losing someone so close to your heart. And in that moment, I asked myself this question. Would my mother want to be the reason why I gave up? And of course, my answer was no. My mother loved so much of what I did, so much of the purpose that I lived. She would want to be the reason that I didn't give up, but the reason why I went harder, the reason why I took it further, the reason why I took it to another level. Because the truth is, we all got to leave this earth. And death, honestly, should be something that's celebrated. Even though we mourn because we want them here physically, but they've gained their wings. Their mission has been accomplished. Their duty has been fulfilled. And now it's your turn. And I'm not going to say you're not going to have your moments where you miss them, where you mourn over them, where you want them back. You're human. Of course you will. But I want to let you know that the best way you honor their life is to do what I did. Continue to go hard for your life. That person that has gained their wings, that angel in your life, sacrificed so much. And maybe it's a child, but you go hard for that child. You keep their legacy alive through you. You keep their life alive through you. How you live keeps them alive. But maybe it's a grandparent. Maybe it's a mom or a dad or a sister or a brother or a friend. They've crossed their finish line. But you're still in your race of life. They've handed off the baton to you. Their job is done. But you still have more work to do. I'm not telling you that this is going to be an ultimate healing for you here in this video. But I hope this video lets you know that your life isn't over just because their life is over. Hope this video lets you know that just because their life is finished doesn't mean that you're finished. Ask yourself, what would they want from you right now? If it's your grandparents, what would your grandparents want? What would make them smile? If it's your mom or your dad, what would make them smile? If it's your child, what would make them smile? If it was your friend, what would make them smile? And I guarantee it wouldn't be you giving up, but it would be you getting up and getting the most out of your life. Let their life be a teacher to you. Let their life and their death be a reality check to you that we all are going to have our day. But while we have these days, let them inspire us to make the most out of our days. And we honor their life by how we live our life. When I told myself this in the mirror, my grief started to turn into greatness. And I decided to go harder than I ever went for every area in my life. Not just for me, but for my angels that I believe are watching. Now I can just feel it in my spirit that when I made that decision, their tears dried and smiles and happiness flooded their face and their hearts. Just like you wouldn't want to be the reason why somebody gives up when you die, don't let your loved ones be the reason why you give up. You owe way much more to them than quitting. You go finish. And every time you have your moment of giving up and your moment of being a human like we all have, give yourself permission to grieve. Give yourself permission to miss. Give yourself permission to mourn. But also give yourself permission to wipe those tears and go get the most out of your life. That's what they would want because they loved you. Like I always tell you, it all starts with you. It's rehab time. Let's get it. I'm proud of you. And so are they.